Hey Flosstube, I am Amy. I love toads and cross stitch. Today I'm going to talk to you about my cross stitch. Today is the 27th of June, 2024. And the video is going to be choppy again because I have my whips in a pile here. But my husband is getting ready to leave for work. So when he comes in to get ready for work, I'm going to cut the video. And I'm also going to cut the video when I go get my purchases from StitchCon, because I went to StitchCon. And wipgo numbers have been called for July. So I'll show you what two got called. So I'll cut then too. So it'll be fine. I have whips, of course. I have one finish. I have 2 starts. I took 4 things to start at StitchCon and only started 2 and actually messed up on 1, so I need to either frog. Well, I'll explain all that when I get to that point. So first, let me show you my finish. Oh, and I didn't bring the cover photo. See, we're gonna cut here and let me go get the cover photo because I changed colors. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So I finished BR's Moth by Kathy Barrick because I bought a butterfly pattern at StitchCon, so I made myself finish this so I could start another. This is a moth, but I'm going to be starting a butterfly. Okay, so this is stitched on 36 count. It's R&R. It's called Creek Bed Brown. I did it 1/2, and I did change the colors. Because this is an Atlas moth. I think it's the biggest moth in the world. I'm not sure about that. I could be totally wrong. But here is what I changed it to. So I wanted it to be more red, and the Atlas moth is a little more red. Mine's a little more rust. I also changed the BR at the bottom and the date. So the date is 1821. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what the BR means. But I looked up Atlas moth, like when was the Atlas moth discovered? And what I found out was it's in Asia, and a guy named Carl Lynn something. His last name started with an L, and in 1758 he had some kind of book and put this Atlas moth that he found in it, and that was sort of the first, I guess, publication of the Atlas moth. So that's why I changed it to CL 1758. And this will go on my moth butterfly wall. And I'll show you the one I bought when I do my haul purchases. Okay, next is whips. So this is in no order. I just piled it all up because that's how I can get this done. This is one of my full coverages. I think I showed this last time. I know I showed this last time because I was working on it for my Mushroom May. And I worked down to the toad. So I'll put a picture in right here. Let's see. It is called Rainy Days and Mondays. The artist is Maggie Vanderwall. And it's charted by Unconventional X Stitch. And I just needed to work down to the toad. I'm not sure how many days I worked on this, so I'll pull it back and you can see the before. I'm not sure how many days I worked on this until I switched out. This is 25 count 1/1 full cross. next one, do I have a picture? I don't think I have a picture of this. So I will put a picture in of what this is going to look like. It is called The Fungi Book Sal by Living on the Rainbow. It is like a mystery sal, so we don't know which mushrooms are coming out. We have received 4 mushrooms so far. And this is the cover and the front cover and the back cover of the book. And the spine, so it'll be like this. And then here are, and this is all wrinkly. This is Vintage Country Mocha 32 count. I'm doing it 2/2. Okay, let's see. We got, oh, is it ink caps? Stinkhorn. So these are the pages of the books. Amanita. That is the name of my son's Volkswagen bus because she's red and white. I think she's red on the bottom and white on the top. So he named her Amanita. So 4 pages done so far. Can y'all hear Miha barking? We went camping and Miha did so good. Now, we did camp in a place where there wasn't a lot of people. We had a couple not right beside us. We were really in the woods, so they weren't too far away, but they weren't really close. But she did so good, so I'm happy about that. Okay, this is one of my new starts at StitchCon because I needed to get it started for Asher's Christmas ornament for this year. It is by Satsuma Street. It's called Santa Cruiser. And I used one of my frames to stitch it in. Let's see if this is going to work. This is the one I messed up on. And that's where I'm at because I made a mistake. So the front of my little bug, I think like right here, there's 5 stitches. I only put 4. So my bug is like 1 stitch too short. So everything from here, all this is over 1. And so my beetle is like too short. So I don't know whether, well, I didn't know whether to rip this out, all that out. It's on perforated paper, so I wasn't sure how the paper would hold up ripping all that out. So I asked my husband, who is the Volkswagen expert. And when I say expert, he's a freaking expert. It's amazing. He can look at any Volkswagen and tell you exactly what year it is and what is an original and what isn't on them. So I asked him, you know, if I kept going, is my beetle gonna look weird with a short front end? And he said, no, it'll be fine. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and just stitch all this backside and see what it looks like and then make a decision whether to rip out the front or not. I don't know. I mean, it is for a 1-year-old, or well, he will be 1 then. So I don't know. I would not mind at all ripping it out if it was on fabric. I don't mind ripping out on fabric. It's just this, it's on perforated paper, and I'm scared it's gonna get tore up with, I don't know, on the paper. So I'm conflicted. I probably should not have started this at StitchCon because I wasn't concentrating enough. I don't even have this in a project bag yet. Oh, but I do have, look, Becky, look how cute. My girlfriend Becky gave me that. So actually this is gonna go into that project bag. Okay. Next is my sampler I'm working on, my brick house sampler for my brick house wall. I'm gonna be putting brick houses all over this wall. This is Humming of the Bees by Blackbird Designs. I worked more on the brick house. I worked more on the border over here, I think. Oh, I worked on this berry bowl. And I changed out the alphabet for song lyrics from James Taylor. This is Fawn 36 count 1/2. Oh yeah, I brought that border up some, I can tell. So I'll pull it back and you will be able to see where it was. I've got my StitchCon 2024 shirt on. And my zombie frog, which I did not work on, is on the back or on the top. But I didn't work on him this month, or yeah, this month, June. I'm using all the called for, except for when I changed out the words, I used some floss that Becky had bought me from a really cool shop. Okay, oh, and here they are. So these flosses right here. I use those. Okay, so this one is called Cicada Pillow. And it's in color, but this is black and white. It's from Miss Prim on Etsy. She has 2 more hands. I'll put a better picture in. I want to do them all, but I'm doing the cicada one this year because it's like the year of the cicadas. Although we did not get the crazy cicadas here. I did hear only one the other night though, so that was cool. One is fine. Thousands and millions are not fine. Okay, so I changed out the colors, but this is where I'm at. Okay, so for my border, I'm using one of these flosses by, let me see, is it Roots and Rambles? Rambles and Roots. I'm also using this for the wings of the cicada, this one. And then for the hand, Becky gave me this one too. I'm using Rock Moss from Victoria Motto Sampler Shop. She always gives me these cool earthy flosses. And then for like all these little bits and bops around, I'm pulling floss from these also and using them. So loving that. Worked on this while I was camping. We were in the George Washington National Park. It was so wonderful. It was by a river with no Wi-Fi. Okay, this was one of my wipgo calls. Let me talk about wipgo. Wipgo for June was this one and Wise Owl. I did not work on Wise Owl because, okay, it's been about a half an hour. My husband came in to go to work, came in from his shop to go work at his real job. I think I was talking about wipgo. My two wipgo calls for June. One was Giants of the Sea by Sunset, which is a kit, an Old Dimensions kit. The other one was Wise Owl. I did not work on it. I'm not going to work on it because it's a stressor piece for me, and June has been a lot. And just gonna skip it. Not gonna get rid of it. Somebody offered to stitch on it a little bit for me, and I have thought about it, and I might take you up on it, but okay, so this is Giants of the Sea. And I think I worked a little more. Brought this ocean, water over a little bit, and then worked on this orca right here. This fabric is a Luminous Fiber Arts. It's 32 count. I don't remember what it's called, but I feel like it was winter something. That is where I am. And I'll pull it back and you'll be able to see where I worked. So it's mostly full coverage except for the sky. So I'll pull it back. Looks fantastic though. Oh, and I have decided to cut 8 rows off. So all this over here, I'm gonna cut like all that off right there. Like that whole, it ends up being like 8 rows to make it a little shorter. So it'll go a little faster. Miha is up here on the couch with me now. Oh, and my basket is way over there. Hold on. I moved the basket so she could get on the couch. Okay, this one I try to work on once a day for a month. No, once a month for a day. It's Woodland Castle by Design Works, and I'm in this corner, and I think in June I think I worked on that tree trunk. I did not get far. I didn't work on it a lot. It's very slow, but little by little it'll be done one day. I'm using the Kit Ada and the Kit Floss. And so one day it's going to be like that big. I haven't even finished a whole page yet. It's 4 pages and I haven't even finished a page yet. But if I don't work on it, it's not going to get done, right? So, okay, here's another new start from StitchCon. And my fancy project bag. I haven't put in a project bag yet. I have a project bag. I just haven't stuck it in there yet. And it's a kit. It's a Riola's kit. So the background is already printed on the fabric. So I'm using the fabric from the kit. Only the frogs and like this is stitched, and I think that branch is stitched. But look at their frowny faces. I think that's why I love frogs and toads so much, because their faces frown. I don't like when people put smiles on frogs and toads, and they do that a lot because they don't smile, they frown. Okay, so I started this at StitchCon. I didn't get very far, but I did start it. And let's see, here it is. So I started in the middle, which was like right here, and then worked up, and that right there is the top frog's foot. Won't that be cute? So yeah, like I started there, went up, and then that's his little foot right there. This is not the wool acrylic. It is Anchor floss, I believe. Yeah, it's Anchor. And so I did not have to change out any of the floss. The reason I don't like Anchor is not Anchor. The reason I don't like the floss that is wool acrylic is because I have been stitching with cotton for 40 years, and I have I have sensory issues, and I'm so used to cotton, and the wool feels so different that I just don't like the feel of it. I actually don't like silk either. It's just a sensory thing for me. It's not that it's bad or not for, you know, other people great to stitch with, but it's just, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Okay, I worked a bit on my dimensions stocking. I stitch my stockings on Sundays. I have a Sal now in the little, oh, there's a new group on Instagram called Salander, like calendar, but Salander, and stuck it in there so I can get stockings done for Christmas. This is Hannah's stocking. So my daughter's partner, girlfriend, no, my son's partner, girlfriend. And I'm pulling out a floss to show you, hold on. Okay, I'm using the kit fabric and floss, but I picked out a color for her name. The name that they have is red, and I want to change it. I don't know if I had a face on him last time. Did I? I don't remember. But I'm like trying to come down. And here is the floss that I picked for Hannah's name. It's a brown. Becky gave it to me at StitchCon. It's called Wild Mushrooms. No, it's StitchCon? I don't know. She gave it to me at some point. And I started stitching Hannah's name. So I went up in the middle and started stitching her name, and then realized that I had started in the middle, like the stocking's gonna come down here. So I started like her name would have came off. So I need to push it over and start it more to the right. So I had to rip some of her name out, and then was like, Sunday's over. We'll do it next Sunday. But the brown, it looked really good in this brown. So I had to frog that. So probably next Sunday, I might have Asher next Sunday, so we'll see. But the next time I work on this, I will start Hannah's name. Miha is laying on my stuff. I worked on Wilbur. I worked on Wilbur at StitchCon. Leah Noel was there, and she brought her Wilbur. This is Bramble 36 count 1/2. And I'm using all the called for. So I started him at StitchCon last year, so I wanted to take him and stitch him again there. Maybe I can get to where I can finish him at StitchCon next year. Hold on, let me make sure that's not one of my children. Okay, no. This is the last, no, I have another full coverage, but this is the next to the last one. I worked on A Symphony of Friendship by Cottage Garden Samplings. I worked on this one at StitchCon and a little bit before I went. So I'm stitching this with Colette, who was there. I got to sit by her. So Colette was on one side and Leah Noel was on the other side of me. And Lisa from Stitching the Dream. And I got my dove finished. So that's the dove. Oh, what am I stitching this on? Let's see, did I write it down? Oh, here it is. It is a Seraphim Dusty Road 36 count, and I'm doing it 1/2, and Miha is like, I need that baby. Can I have that? Thank you. Thank you, baby. Okay, and here is where it is at. Love this one. I could work on this one monogamously. I love this. So I realized this month that I want to finish this by Leap Day, because Lisa and Colette and I started this on Leap Day this year. So I have 4 years to finish it. And it's broke up into 4 pages. So like, I have to get all this done right here. And it's June. So July, it'll be 6 months, and I hadn't even finished half of the first page. So I needed to get going. I needed to get cracking on it. I don't know if I pulled back so you could see it before. Yeah, love it. So by next February, I want to have that whole first page done. So crack on, right? Okay. Let me put my needle. This is my other full coverage. I pulled out my spider. Oh, I wanted to show you the frame I got for this. Okay. This is my next to be finished, and it's all wrapped up in here. But I don't want to pull it out because I want to work on it. This is called Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, that's not my child. Eight of Pentacles is charted by Heaven and Earth. I think it's by Stephanie Law. I'll put in the picture of what it looks like, and I'm cutting off a lot. And I'll put in a before. And I think I started working, like, tried to fill in, like, right over here. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go get the frame and show it to you. Okay. Sorry, I'm eating ice cream and it's mint chocolate chip, and now I'm chewing on little chocolate chips. My husband and I went to the Goodwill the other day, and I found this long frame for $2.99 because it was a green sticker and 75% off. So I think it fits across, and then it will fit, I think, all the way down if I keep going. But my husband said, when I got in the car, I was like, look what I got. He sits in the car and plays on his phone. I go into Goodwill. I was like, look what I got. I found this cool frame for my spider. And he's like, oh, we can cut it down if you need to. And I was like, what do you mean we can cut it down? You know how to do that? He's like, yeah. I was like, you have the miter saw and you have like the equipment? He's like, yeah. I was like, I did not know that. You need to teach me your ways. So I'm going to get him, once I finish where I want to be, which is going to be a long way, and because I think my spider, he still comes down like all the way down here. I'm gonna get my husband to show me how to, and I know Kim, the Contented Stitcher, has a tutorial on her channel on how to do this. Like, cut this apart, resize it. I'm still swallowing ice cream. Resize it and make it so it'll fit your stitching. But I didn't know we had the equipment to do that, and I didn't want to buy the equipment to do that. But if we have, you know, my husband does metal work, so I'm thinking he doesn't have woodwork and stuff out there. Apparently he does. So I'm gonna get him to teach me, and I want to do it. I want to learn how to do it. He can do it, but I want to learn how to do it. So that is my stitching. Let me show you what my wipgo calls are for July. They are, I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I'm going to go get them. Toadstools and fawn cushion. So I'm going to pause, go get them, and I'll be back. Okay, I took another bite of my ice cream. It's hot. It's hot here. So, fawn pillow cushion is a panic kit. I'm excited to work on this again. I haven't worked on this in a really long time. It was going to be my travel piece, but it's really cumbersome. Like, the flosses, it is, I think, a 10 count Aida, so you use 4 strands over 1. But look how cute. So she'll get some love, which I'm excited about. And then my other wipgo call for July this is plans, by the way, is my toadstools again. I did this for Mushroom May. It is a kit from a Russian company, designer, and Olga, who is PNW Stitcher, Pacific Northwest Stitcher, PNW Stitcher. I will link her below. She said that you can still get these kits, and she gave me the link to where you can get them. So I will link the shop of where you can get these. I think there's four different mushroom kits. And I'll link Olga below also. Okay, so those will be worked on in July. Also, I'm going to do Christmas in July. I'm going to work on my 12 Northern Days of Christmas. Let me go pull that out for you. 12 Northern Days of Christmas by X's and O's. And I am on block 6. What is it? 6 calling birds? No, 6 laying eggs. I don't know. Okay. So, oh goodness, I do not remember what this bag. I haven't worked on this in so long. I don't remember what this is. It's a 40 count. I know it's a 40 count. I'm doing it 1/2. I think it's maybe like an alabaster. So, for Christmas in July, I'll be working on 6. 6 geese a laying, right? 6 geese a laying. Okay, so those are my plans. Other plans is, you know, work on my full coverage, work on my brick house, have fun. Okay. I'm going to show you what I purchased at StitchCon. And oh, I needed some floss, some DMC floss, so I ordered from 123 Stitch and also got Monarch. So here's my plan, which who knows. I've already stitched, I think I've stitched 2 or 3 of these already. They're on my wall in my sewing room, and I've stitched a few of the other butterflies, and I have them double-sided taped to my wall, so it looks like there's butterflies flying up my wall. In my sewing room. What I want to do is stitch a bunch of these and put magnets on the back, and then when my husband finishes my bus, my tadpole bus, and we go camping, I want to stick all these Monarch butterflies all over the inside of my bus. Stitched butterflies in my bus. So I need to start, but I think I already have 1 or 2. I know I have 2 stitched already. But I mean, I want 10 or 11, 12. So I've got to start going. So I got that from 123 Stitch. In the annex, let me see. I'm going to separate annex stuff from oh goodness. Okay. Here's the patterns I got. I got a study in nature. So I finished my BR's Moth, But I do have a study in pink, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to start first, the nature one or the pink one. But I've got this fabric right here for it to go on. It is Grace Notes fabric. It's called Kenneth, and I got a 36 count. And that's pretty true. So since I got since I got the study in pink, I might do that one first. We'll see. Where am I gonna put this? Okay. And then I got this fabric because I knew I wanted some black Aida. I could not figure out why I wanted it. I do know there's two patterns I want to stitch. One is by Tiny Modernist. It's the Phases of the Moon. I don't own it yet. And then one is by Mama Witch X Stitch. It's the little possum playing the banjo. I don't own it yet, but I do know that I wanted some really dark. It's much darker than that. The sun has come out. It's a dark Aida. It looks like that, really. That's how dark it is. When you put it up, it looks very light, but it is that dark. And it is 18 count by Atomic Ranch called Desert Night. So something's going to go on this. I don't own it yet, but I knew that I wanted to get some dark Aida. And then, okay, this was on the freebie table. Colette found it. She brought it to our table. Now we're doing a Sal. Me, Colette, Leah Noel, and Candace K, are all going to be stitching that frog right there. It is by Cross My Heart. Yep. So we all got fabric from the annex to start our little frog on. This is called Evan by Grace Notes Fabric, and I got a 36 count. And it looks like clouds reflecting in the water. I love it. We are starting in August. I think we're starting August 31st, all four of us. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Then I got this. I went back like the very last day. No, it was Sunday. They were getting ready to close the annex, and I was like, let me go in there and just see if there's one more thing I need. And I did, and I got this piece of fabric. It's called Dove. It's 36 count. It's from Millennium or Millennial. It is more green. It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's, yeah, you can't tell how green it is. I don't know. It's beautiful though. So I got a little piece of that. I think it's an 1/8 maybe. Okay, so, and then the patterns I got, what did I get? Let me see. This, okay, so I got the Study of Nature one. Then I got Flights of Fancy Italian 1801 from JBW, the model. Sold me on that. Had to get it. Okay, and I had to get this because I'm stitching all the zombies for Halloween. And that is a zombie bee. By Romy's Creation. Okay, and then we went over to no, I got these in the annex. What did I get these for? I can't remember, but I bought 2 flosses. We went over to Keepsakes, and I had to get a brick house sampler. So this is all I got, Keepsakes. So I'm taking the words off. Don't need the words. Or if I do, I'll put lyrics to a song. That might be a good idea too. So love that brick house. It is from Plum Street. And that is what I got at StitchCon. Yep. I got lots of gifts. I'm not going to show them to you, all of them to you, but like Colette gave me a needle minder. This is a little felt book. I think Jean gave us those. We got, I'm going to put that as a zipper pull, or I'll cut that little hook off and make it a needle minder. Becky gave me lots of flosses with cute little names. And Leah Noel gave us a thread bed. Look how cute. And then I got my book. So we just got tons and tons of sweet, sweet gifts. And I think that's it. So I don't know if I'm posting this tonight or tomorrow. I do have my Zoom group tonight for Fancy Lady, so I'll be working on my Fancy Lady, which is, I can't think of her name. No, I can't think of her name. She's from Joan Elliott. Y'all will see her next month. Okay, I think that's it. If not, I'll come back in a minute. Okay, love you guys. Bye. I'm back. So I remembered, well, I remembered why I got these two flosses. This one is beautiful. They're both beautiful. But I bought this from Market, and the model of this was in the annex at StitchCon. And it's a greenhouse. And I'm thinking the white part for the greenhouse, I'm thinking I wanted it to look like wrought iron. And so I got both of these, but I think I'm going to do it in this one. So it'll look like wrought iron instead of the white. This is from Forbidden Fiber Co., and I cannot pronounce the name of that floss. But it's beautiful. So I'm gonna stick both of these in here. And I hope to start that soon. That greenhouse by the Blue Flower. Okay, and then I pulled out my study of nature. I was putting my patterns back, so I saw all these patterns. So my study in nature and my study in pink by the Artsy Housewife. Just got that one at StitchCon, but I had ordered this before. And this is the piece of fabric. Oh, let's see if I can do this. This is the piece of fabric. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think they'll both look good on there. So, I know there's a glare. I don't know. I want to do this one really bad because this one is pink, but I've seen people stitch this one up and it is so beautiful, and I got this one first. So I might start this one. We'll see. Okay. I just needed to pop in here and tell you that. And also, just StitchCon was amazing. Like, amazing. My girlfriend Becky and I went together. We stayed together, roomed together, drove together. And just everything about it. It's just amazing. It's like Disney World for stitchers. My only regret is that I did not get to spend one-on-one time with Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching, but she is so busy, like constant busy there. So I did get to hug her neck once, maybe twice, but That's my only regret, is that I didn't get to spend more time with her, but I loved it. I love StitchCon. So, okay, now I'm going. Bye, guys.